With Star Wars Squadrons coming out soon and with it having VR support, I really wanted to try some flight games with the old VR headset. Not that it's my first time flying in VR, I've played the Star Wars Battlefront PSVR X-Wing mission, which was a blast. I've also tried the VR missions in Ace Combat 7, which were mind-blowing. VTOL doesn't use a controller, no flight stick, controller or mouse and keyboard. It instead opts for full motion controls using the motion controllers to move your virtual hands, flipping switches, turning the plane, and putting on some banging tunes. The game is set in the near future using advanced multi-role jets. It's not got too many aircraft in the game, just 3. Firstly, we've got the VTOL, which is used as a transport aircraft as well as a fighter. Its unique feature is that the engines can tilt, meaning you can go from flying forwards to staying stationary in a hover. Very much easier said than done though. Next we have the FA-26B fighter jet, which I find fills the more traditional role for a fighter jet, just fly and shoot. We then have the F-45A jet, a stealth multi-role STOVL jet, which is another hover plane that also shoots. I apologise if I am butchering these names. All these planes are fun to fly and feel unique in their own different ways. I enjoy the VTOL jet, mostly because of its transport role. It reminds me of the days picking up fellow soldiers in Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3. The aircraft in the game are pretty nicely detailed. I'm not much of a plane guy so I can't vouch much for their realism, but they look cool. You don't see them that much as you're in the cockpit the whole time, but as your fellow pilots fly beside you, they look good. You can customise your loadouts for missions while keeping within the budget if the mission entails it. This is the one area of the game that I find super confusing. I don't have a clue what half of these things do, I just stick them on and hope for the best. Most of the time, it's the wrong decision, but we live and learn. So speaking of, is this game easy to get in for someone who's never played anything like this? Well, the game does include a variety of tutorials, teaching you how to take off, fire missiles and use the various systems of the aircraft. Some things could do with a bit more explaining, they kind of assume you know what they're on about sometimes, but I personally did manage to keep up, kind of. Interacting with the cockpit is incredibly satisfying and makes me feel like I know what I'm actually doing, even though I do make major mistakes sometimes. Far too many times have I left the door open. We also have an ejector seat which throws my head completely out of whack. They do have a lot of adjustable options for the seat, joystick and throttle, so that you can play comfortably. On the screen panels they have options in a game menu to change FOV and such, so the actual options menu have been implemented immersively. Interacting with all the stuff in the cockpit is also very responsive, it all moves and activates as and when you feel it should. So mission wise, each aircraft has its own set of missions to complete, ranging from transport, attacking or defending an area, or destroying a particular thing. The game includes a custom mission and campaign editor, as well as a custom map editor. This also includes Steam Workshop support to download user-made missions, which you can download while in game so there's no need to hop out of VR. So there will be plenty of content. The voice acting for the missions is truly something.
Defending. Missile launch. That's not going to be an open casket funeral. Missile going defensive. Man, their missiles suck. Defeated. Over T. Okay. Over T.
Graphically the game is nice, it's not too realistic though. Environments can be quite empty and basic, but they do the job. They opt for a more simple approach to the NPCs, making them look like action figures for 3-year-olds. But I don't mind helping out these Roblox guys out of a sticky situation. Planes and cockpits obviously get more attention in the graphics department, still not wildly photorealistic, simple and clean. The game is a super fun flight VR experience. The game can be quite difficult if you don't fully understand the game, but it does make you feel pretty big brain when you're flipping switches to get your plane off the ground, even when you forget to shut the doors again. I'd recommend the game if you're wanting a fun simulator built for VR. I know there's a game called DCS which also includes VR, but this is much cheaper and it's built purely for VR. It goes on sale quite often and probably isn't too tough to run on a system, with it being quite basic in the graphics department. As I say, I do recommend the game. It's tough to figure out but satisfying once you do. So thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.